Hi, this is Kate Klonick from TPM Media, and it's Thursday, June 5th, 2008. The House Subcommittee on International Relations, Human Rights, and Oversight held a meeting yesterday on Capitol Hill to discuss what was supposed to be a serious examination of the torture techniques at Guantanamo Bay. But one committee member, Representative Dana Rohrabacher, from California, the ranking Republican on the subcommittee, took an almost frat boy glee in the torture details. According to our count, in just 13 minutes of total speaking time, Rohrabacher managed to invoke the phrase "panties on someone's head" 8 times, and that's not even counting when he switched it up to women's underwear. As you'll see, he also repeatedly wrote off the torture techniques as frat boy pranks and hazing. Now, we're not sure what they did for initiations at Rohrabacher's alma mater, Long Beach State, but we're pretty sure it didn't involve violating the Geneva Convention. We've compiled a clip of Rohrabacher's overuse of the phrase "panties on the head," more yet less the only form of torture that he chose to highlight. We hope you enjoy it, and make sure to watch for the little bit of hazing that Rohrabacher pulls on Inspector General Glenn Fine.
So, and here's a guy who has participated in the conspiracy, and now we have him under, and now we have him in custody, and you're suggesting that the behavior of putting panties on his head in order to try to, confuse him and to pressure him, that is unacceptable interrogation technique?
A number of concerns about that, not simply putting panties on his head, but the course of interrogation was both abusive and, in their view, ineffective.
Well, let's go through some of those other abusive things then. Panties on the head, what are some of the others? I mean, we're not even talking about really, well, maybe this would be, maybe putting panties on somebody's head would be considered torture by someone. They seem like more like pranks, hazing pranks from some fraternity, describing his mother and sister as whores. That's certainly not a nice thing to do. It's one thing to have the growling dog eating someone's leg or arm versus, which is absolute torture. It's another thing to have a growling dog around, or putting panties on someone's head, or discussing, telling him he had repressed homosexual tendencies. This moral stand that the FBI took on this, that we should not be in, we should never think that it was acceptable to put up panties on his head. I would suggest that there's a difference between torture and putting panties on people's heads. When it came down to putting panties on the head of some guy who was actually engaged in the conspiracy to kill all these Americans, the FBI again decided they were holier than thou.
I wouldn't describe that as that.
I don't know what's in it. Well, I have never interrogated someone, and either a criminal, nor have I interrogated someone who's a foreign enemy, unless, of course, we include the people who have sat on the side of the table.
I was going to add that one.
I won't ask you to wear anything on your head. I do see here things that seem to be fraternity boy pranks and hazing pranks that I do not, they might be unacceptable, but they certainly don't fit into the category of torture.
This isn't about panties on the head. This is about physical pressure and waterboarding.
Making him wear women's underwear on his head. I'm not sure how effective, what techniques are. I really doubt whether being nice to someone who is engaged in a conspiracy to slaughter thousands of lives, which is what this Galkani guy was, whether being nice is going to get the information from him.
I don't think the FBI was advocating treating them nice. I think they were advocating using the traditional techniques that they had developed.
If it's not being nice to them, what is it? I in no way will ever apologize that someone put panties on the head of this 9/11 terrorist and treated him without respect. That man should have no respect. Thank you very much.